Hey, welcome to another Creative Spark Plugs. I'm Eric Scott, and I'm here again to share an easy challenge, an easy activity to get you going, to get that creativity flowing. And today is a simple concept, not really my concept. Like a lot of these things, I have stolen them from people and teachers and other sources. So this one actually kind of comes from artist Paul Klee, and he described that a lot of times when he would start his work, he would take his line for a walk. And so it's an activity that probably a lot of art educators are familiar with, especially working with some of the younger students. But it's a great activity just to get your hand moving. And often I find that if you can get your hand moving, then the ideas get flowing. So if you ever sit down and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to make, I don't know what to create, just doing these simple activities that I've been sharing over the past few weeks can definitely help just get the ideas going. Because I think once you get to work, then the ideas can start to flow. There's something about getting your hand moving. So with this activity, I'm going to just use a very simple material. I'm going to use a Sharpie pen, Sharpie marker. I like to do this with something I can't erase, and then something that's going to leave a nice bold black line. And I'm going to use a piece of toned paper. This is kind of a gray, but you could do this on white paper. You could do it on anything that you really wanted to. I thought I'd go ahead and change it up a little bit and try some of this toned paper. This is actually Strathmore mixed media paper that's a toned gray, and it's great for painting on, but also using different materials like colored pencils and things. So I'm just going to show you the line drawing, and then however you want to do it is totally up to you. Now, I will say that there are different ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you one way today. And then in future episodes, I'll probably show you some of the other ones as well. So again, this is taking your line for a walk. So let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, I've got my paper. This is I think 6 by 8 inch paper, and I've got my Sharpie. And like I was saying, there's different ways of doing this. I'm going to do this in one continuous line. And the idea is that I'm going to start and stop at the same spot. And so I'm going to really kind of create a design that's in the middle of my paper. And then, like I said, I'm going to just pick a point, a random point, maybe just right over here, because it's kind of in this upper right-hand corner. But what I'm going to do is just take my marker. I can go straight. Maybe I want to go curve. But I'm just trying to just take it in different directions and kind of going slow. Have loop-de-loop lines. I can have jagged lines. I can have curvy lines. I'm letting them crisscross. I'm really just trying to fill up the page with a variety of marks, but it's one continuous line. I'll even go up here. And what I like about this is that there's no right way or a wrong way. And then when I feel like I'm done, I'm near the top, and then I stop. Okay. So really quick and easy. I've got this very unique design. Let's go ahead and do another one. Okay, I hadn't really planned on doing another one, so if there was an awkward break, I apologize for that. But I just went ahead and grabbed another piece of this toned paper. Let's go ahead and move that to the side, and then we'll go ahead and do another one. I just like this because it becomes a contained kind of design, and I try to keep my elbow off the table. Maybe I'll start down here at the bottom this time. And I just, kind of go slowly and deliberately. Let that line curve and bounce and be jagged. And then, a lot of times I just want to do a nice long line that kind of goes all over the page. Maybe a couple loop-de-loops. So you can kind of go fairly slow, but then sometimes you're going to speed it up because maybe your line is walking faster. And again, I'm trying to fill the space of my paper, but I'm not going off of the edge. So one continuous line. I feel like this one's gotten a little busy, but that's all right. All right, and then kind of connected, made a little tail. Yeah, so let's go ahead and kind of take a look at these two. And you can see, a lot of similarities, a lot of the kind of the same curvy type of lines, but kind of two different takes on this. But again, it gives me something very quick, and then I can go back in. Let me grab my colored pencil or my paint, and I can go in and start adding stuff. Or maybe I do start to flip it around and look at it from different sides, and maybe I start to see a face or something kind of starting to emerge. But so the next step would be to begin to add color or shading or something else. Maybe I just pull out my black and my white charcoal pencils, or maybe some colored pencils, and just kind of see where it goes from here. All right, so quick, easy kind of activity. This kind of take your line for a walk. Just gives you kind of instant results, and if you could do it without thinking too much and just kind of letting your hand meander, the more you do it, maybe the more satisfied. Sometimes the first time, second time you do it, you're just like, oh, it looks like a bunch of scribbles. But I'm just letting my hand wander. I'm being spontaneous, but I'm not going real fast and I'm not scribbling. And you can really create these interesting designs that you can then, like I said, fill in or color or do some more to it. So don't look at this like, oh, this is the end all. This is the end of it, and this is all I get to do with it. Like I said, you can color it, you can paint it, you can even cut it up and use it in your journal or in other artwork. But it's just a kind of a easy way, almost a mindless way, I would say. But you're not totally mindless about it. It's kind of a interesting kind of paradox or contradiction, is that you're actually very mindful as you're doing it, and you're trying to pay attention to the lines, but you're letting them wander, and you're trying to be spontaneous with it. But this is a great activity just to get your hand moving. And then once you get your hand moving, a lot of times your ideas start to flow. So again, that's what this is all about. It can be so hard for us to come up with ideas, and that, when we sit down to make art and to create, that sometimes we get stuck and we're like, oh, I don't know what to do. And these are great kind of Kickstarters, is a good way of thinking of it as well. So anyway, hope you enjoyed another episode of Creative Spark Plugs. I hope you try this on your own. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribing, so that every time I upload a new video, you are made aware of it and you can kind of keep up with what I'm doing. And please share. So please share what you're doing. I would love to see what you're doing. So make sure you tag me in your social media posts. Leave comments here. Let me know what you've been up to. And of course, share the video. Let folks know that they too can kind of do these quick, easy, creative spark plugs as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed another episode of this. I hope the creativity's flowing, the creativity sparking. And until next time, thank you so much. I'm Eric Scott. Happy creating.